Hey, what's up YouTube? That's me waving to you. Welcome to the We All Juggle Knives channel and my review of this knife from BeaverCraft. This is the BSH1. Now for size reference, my hand is a large size hand. This has true full tang construction with walnut handle scales and a lanyard hole. It's got a mirror polish on the blade. It has a Scandi grind. And the blade length is 4.92 inches. This was $35. Has a very comfortable handle. The curve of that handle will, fit your palm, and it's also rounded. So very comfortable. It is a larger size in both the width and the length of the blade. Now this company began with selling whittling knives, as well as strops and sharpening supplies and blocks for whittling. But they have branched out into bushcraft knives, and I'm very glad they did. This is the third knife from this brand that I do own. Now that knife on the top there, I've already done a full review of that, so I'll include a link to that review under this video. And that smaller knife I have not reviewed yet. That's kind of a whittling knife, but also just a mini utility knife. Now the steel on this was listed as high carbon steel. Now, because this company has used 1066 steel in the past, many have speculated that maybe the high carbon steel on this newest blade is also that steel. All right, but they have not confirmed that yet, but BeaverCraft does have a YouTube channel that I subscribe to. I cut a lot of things with this. Here I am making a notch on a stick. We have quite a few sticks available at the creek, so we might as well use what we have. Oh, and sorry for the wind noise. It was a lot of strong gusts of wind that day, but hey, at least it wasn't raining ice like it was the day before. We finally got some good weather. That's why I was able to get out to the creek. There was lots of wildlife out there too, as you will see. All right, did a great job at making the notch. Here I am drawing it down that same piece of wood. I'm going to carve a skewer. You can roast marshmallows, roast a hot dog. I even did fire up my hobo stove. You'll see a little bit of that later in the video. This thing is sharp as all hell. I mean, because this brand makes whittling knives, which have to be sharp to do their job, and they even sell strops. Do you think this knife is sharp? Heck yeah. Yeah, BeaverCraft is actually known for giving you ultra sharp knives. Be careful. And if you like BPS knives, you'll definitely like BeaverCraft because they're very similar. They're made in the same country and just closely related. There is my skewer, a pointy stick. Alright, cutting more stuff. If you have to modify your gear out in the field, cut a strap. Yeah, you see the wind kicking up there? Yeah, this does really well at that. That's a seatbelt type material. So I hope you're all doing well these days. Had a little leftover paracord from making lanyards and such. Might as well cut it. Yeah, easy. Alright, breaking down a piece of a box. I mean, this thing, that is some thick stock, by the way. And this thing, can just kick its butt, basically. Yeah, they did a great job on this edge. See how thick that is? Alright, testing the spine. This has a 90-degree spine that is ideal for use as a scraper, and a striker can generate sparks. And in just, in a short period of time, generate a lot of sparks. Alright, I did fire up my hobo stove that day. Yeah, I love firing up the hobo stove. That thing, it definitely works well. I learned how to make that on YouTube. So it has some holes on the back there for the air to get in. So yeah, it works well, especially in the wind. Alright, there was some wildlife at the creek and they wanted to be in the video. So now they are YouTube stars. Alright, I hope this segment brings you some peace and you can enjoy nature out there, especially if you're working inside, if you're working in an office, if you can't get out there. Well, now you can. All right, see the beauty of nature. It's a lot of wildlife at the creek. I also I often see ducks at the creek as well. That is a block of whittling wood. Now, I don't usually baton with a super fine edge like this, but somebody did request a little batoning. Well, I wouldn't go too crazy. Like I said, the edge is super fine. But yeah, I mean, within reason. My baton broke there. But within reason, yeah, this could baton a little bit, like if you just had to size a piece of wood for whittling, for example. But yeah, BeaverCraft sells little blocks of wood like that are kind of a perfect size for a nice carving. So yeah, BeaverCraft sells stuff like that in bundles. Alright, here is the sheath. It is a stitched leather sheath. It does overlap the handle to a significant degree and holds it in very securely. It has two loops, a regular loop and dangler loop. Alright, so it's a classic Bushcraft sheath. Now I am left-handed, but just for you, I'm pretending to be right-handed there. And there it is on the belt using the dangler loop. Alright, so pretty nice sheath. I mean, considering the low price of this knife, it's great to even get a sheath. Here is the initial sharpness right out of the box. Yeah, so great job on the edge. It was sharp, as you would expect. Final thoughts. Well, here is a comparison with one of my Mora knives. As you can see, this BeaverCraft knife is actually quite large. The blade, the width and the length of the blade is a lot larger than on a typical Mora. And also look how much longer the handle is. So the first thing I would say, this would be great for people who have extra large size hands, or for people who for whatever reason prefer a larger, wider blade for their bushcraft, right? Bigger than a Mora and full tang. I definitely feel like this knife is worth the price, and I feel like I got my money's worth. It's just a very high quality blade, full tang construction, comfortable handle shape and handle scales. Comes with a perfect edge. Scandi grind, high carbon steel. What's not to like? It was $35. I feel like it's a bargain, and I really keep my eye on this brand because so far, I mean, they've got winners so far, right? They just have just good attention to detail. So yeah, I'm pleased with it. Definitely highly recommend this knife. If you're in the US or can use US Amazon, check out the links below the video for all the BeaverCraft stuff and more. Hope you enjoyed this video. This has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.